You need motivation to take action because you don't. You need discipline to take action, which is going to give you motivation to take even more action, and that's how it works. So let's imagine for just a second that we have 3 steps. Step 1, 2, and 3. Before you even begin, you're probably not going to have the motivation, and everything is going to seem so vague, so complex that you just cower away from it, because that is in fact your only option. When you don't know what lies ahead, you always tend to just procrastinate and push things off. So before the process begins, you're going to have zero motivation. That is where you gather the discipline and the courage to take step 1. And as you've completed step 1, you can move on to step 2. But the difference now is because you completed step 1, now you have the confidence and hence the motivation to move on to step 2. Now you have even more self-belief and confidence because you've completed 2 out of 3 steps. So now taking the 3rd step is going to be the easiest because you already have the evidence that you can take these steps required. The motivation was not there from the beginning, but it came as a result of taking action and knowing that you're taking action and being responsible for your growth. That is where the difference lies. Step 1 requires discipline. Step 2 requires the motivation that you will automatically have as a result of completing step 1. And then step 3, you'll have even more motivation and it won't be hard to do. You see, I'm going to put it like this. You don't need motivation to take action. You need discipline to take action, which is going to give you the motivation to take even more action. People ask, why am I not motivated? How do I actually get motivated to do the good things? And how do I stop procrastinating? And there is only one answer. If you want it bad enough, you are going to gather every single last bit of energy that you have in order to take the first step. Because you want it bad enough, you're just going to keep thinking about taking the step and how you can start. And then when you eventually start, you're going to get a little bit more motivation to move on to step 2. And then as you complete more and more steps, you get more and more motivation. It's like the snowball effect, The snowball gets bigger and bigger as it moves down the hill, as it gets more and more momentum. Because I think momentum is truly one of the most important things. When you have the right momentum, you'll find that it's actually not that hard to do the tough tasks. It's not hard to read, it's not hard to journal, it's not hard to stay away from the bad habits, it's not hard to eat healthy, and it's not hard to sleep early and wake up early. So when you have momentum, the path and the intentions are both clear. But in order to get this momentum, you first have to go through tough times. You have to break the ice. There's a saying that goes like this: don't ask God for an easy life, but ask God to give you the tools and the strength to endure a hard one. Because there is no reward in going through an easy life, but there is only reward in going through a hard life. Because that is going to give you the confidence to know that no matter what is thrown in front of you, you can always overcome the obstacles, you can always rise up to your challenges. And it is in that knowing that you will eventually succeed. So all in all, you don't need motivation, you need discipline to take steps, and those steps that you take will give you the motivation to take even more steps. So just grasp your mind around this concept and it'll just make it easier to avoid procrastination and get the work done. So I'm going to split up the self-improvement journey into 3 stages. Stage 1 is the beginning, stage 2 is the middle, and stage 3 is obviously the end. At stage 1, in the beginning, you don't have enough evidence, you don't have enough motivation or momentum to make it easy to do the tough things. That is where you're going to require the most discipline and the most endurance. You're going to have to persist through all of the things that you do not want to persist through. You're going to have to open the page and read even when you really don't want to. When you really want to do something else, you really want to go on your phone, that is when you're going to have to study. That is when you're going to have to work on your craft. When you're so lazy and you just don't want to go to the gym, that is exactly when you're going to have to push yourself the most and just show up and walk, just go through it. There is no easy solution in stage 1. Stage 1 is the toughest stage because you want to get better, you want to improve, you want to do the good things, but at the same time, the motivation is lacking. It's not easy to do these things and you need the most discipline. But discipline is also realizing that the better path is going to come and it is going to get easier with time, and the tough times don't last forever. So let's move on to stage 2. Now you're more confident than you were before. And now because you've completed and went through stage 1, now you have more evidence to go on. So stage 2 is definitely easier than stage 1, but it's still tough. You're still working your things through. You're still trying to implement good habits and remove the bad ones, and it's still a challenge, but you still push through no matter what. And this brings you to stage 3, which is the final stage. I don't think there is a final stage where there's a moment where you can just, kick your feet on the table and just relax. I think it's always a continuous improvement progress, and there's always something to look forward to, and you have to know to balance these two sides. On the one hand, you've achieved a lot, on the other hand, you have more to achieve. But stage 3 is definitely the easiest of the 3 stages because now you have motivation, because you've done previous action. You also have evidence to go on, you have practice, and you have experience. And those are the most important things. So this was a video about motivation and why it doesn't matter. There are going to come times when you want to do the work, and there are going to come times when you don't want to do the good things and the work. Either ways, you're going to have to overcome this feeling barrier and just get the work done anyway. You're going to have days where you need to do it sad. You're going to have days where you need to do it heartbroken, tired, unmotivated, but you're going to have to do it anyway. So I'm dynamic videos like these every single day. If you like these videos, subscribe. Join the Discord, it's for free, and I'll see you in the next video. You got this, bro.